Hey everybody, it's Barbara Cape, President of SEIU-West, and it is the day before Canada Day and heading into a weekend. God, I hope we've got some good weather. But I wanted to check in with folks because I'm going to take a couple days off, so I wanted to check in with folks and just give you a couple of updates. One of the things I wanted to flag for you is in some locations, some facilities across the province, we have union offices in the facility. And so right now we're working on a plan to reopen those unit offices so that we have our shop stewards available through those unit offices on specified days. So we're working on a protocol to ensure, cleanliness, physical distancing, and making sure that we keep our shop stewards safe and our members safe as they try to deal with some of those day-to-day issues. The other thing is, I think all of you have been seeing in the news the same thing I've been seeing. So we've seen Last Mountain Pioneer Home in Strasbourg in the news. We've seen our facility in Outlook in the news. And, it's amazing because these are not new issues, whether it's, short staffing, whether it's, the lack of, air conditioning, or, just the physical infrastructure is crumbling. And I know every single healthcare worker across this province knows these issues intimately. And this is not news to us. This is, any given day that we come into work. But I think it's really important that these stories are starting to percolate to the surface, because what this says to me is that the public is noticing. The public is just as outraged as we are, or they're getting there. And I think the public is starting to recognize that they need to advocate with us to improve healthcare across the province, and not just long-term care, because we've got some aging hospitals out there that absolutely need to be addressed. And the way that I know that the public is really, getting on board with us is an article that we've shared on our Facebook page by a couple of researchers, one of whom has a family member in long-term care. And they are saying what we're saying. Now is the time to invest in healthcare. Now's the time to invest in staffing. And now is the time for us to do something about staffing guidelines all across the healthcare system. It is more cost efficient. It is a better use of the public dollars, and it is long overdue. Every single one of us knows that. So check out our Facebook page for those articles and, add your voice. And I know a lot of you keep saying, Barb, when you tell me to add my voice, I've written my letter to the Premier, I've written my letter to the MLA, and those guys aren't listening. And I say to you, then make them listen. Make them sit up and listen. One letter doesn't cut it. One phone call isn't enough. We need to paper their offices, whether it's the exact same letter you send every week, or you jazz it up and you send something different every week to talk about your work. We need to keep the pressure on, because it doesn't stop, it doesn't improve with just one letter. We need to talk about why your job is important, why we need a collective agreement that's fair and addresses the rising cost of living, why we need to end understaffing across the healthcare system. And we need you to do that every day and get your coworkers doing it every day or every week. We need to keep the pressure on. And politicians listen, but one letter isn't going to do enough. We need to send those letters. And the other thing we're doing right now is we're asking you to join us this summer for information pickets all across the province. And what we're doing is we want to keep physically distant. We want to make sure that we're wearing masks, and we want to make sure that we're not walking out. We're doing information pickets to raise public awareness about the fact we are over 1,000 days without a collective agreement. And I swear to God, if I hear one more politician in the legislature talk about how great healthcare workers are, thank you so very much, and at the same time they're saying no to giving us an increase, I am going to kick someone right in the ass. So politicians, they need a message, and the message is this. We're going to do information pickets all across the summer, all across the province. And if you want to join us for an information picket at your workplace, I want you to send us an email to actions at SEIU-West.ca so that we can gather up folks from your area and we can have information pickets in Unity and an information picket in Leader and in Maple Creek and in Moose Jaw and one at every facility in Saskatoon and one in Humboldt, one in Watrous. We want to have these everywhere where we have SEIU-West members, and we're going to be smart and we're going to get that message across, and that's what we're doing for the summer. So as we come to the end of June, it's been an interesting month, but we have celebrated Pride, we have celebrated Indigenous History Month, we've celebrated Filipino Heritage Month, and we've celebrated Multiculturalism Day. And this is the tapestry that makes up our province, and this is the tapestry that makes up our SEIU-West membership. And I am so incredibly honored to work with you as we celebrate those events, but as we fight for a better collective agreement and we fight for a better society coming out of a pandemic. Be well, take care of yourselves, and I'll talk to you soon.